Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a real simple but sick technique for mixing your kick and 808s. It's been a while since I showed you my mixing process, and you know that whenever I find new sauce, I always want to share it with the community. So shout out to Cable Guys for sponsoring this video. If you're familiar with my channel, then you'll know that I use the products in pretty much all of my beats. But they just dropped a brand new version of Kickstart with some crazy new features. I'm going to be explaining everything, but first of all, I'm going to need to make a beat, so let's get straight into it. Alright, so to start the beat, I'm going to use the loop from the charity loop kit I was involved in. This one was called the Liberty Loop Kit. It was to help the people of Ukraine, so yeah, really proud to be part of this one. Could use this. Oh, this one actually. Yo, my guy Bassett kills it every time, man. I can make some Central C vibes with this too. So let's set the BPM to 143 to match, and I'm just going to separate the stems real quick. Try a different key though. Feeling it here. Okay, and for the counter snare, I'm thinking something like this, but I want to make it quite bouncy and spacious, so I'm not going to have it playing all the way through. I always start with a simple pattern though. So yeah, if we just run with that for now. And then now what we can do is remove some, and then somewhere like here we can create a roll with Alt and U, and then just drag this up. Okay, and then in the second one, as always, I'm just going to keep a few of them. I'll leave it about there. Right, for these type of beats, I always have to go back to the fat and wide. It just works every time for these melodic ones. Alright, so let's bring that down an octave and work out the actual pattern. And then in the second half, just mix it up a bit. Alright, I think I'm feeling this pattern. And as always, I'll probably create two. This could be for the hook maybe, it's quite melodic. Cool, the kick's in now. I'm just going to add another snare just to act as a bit of a perk. Okay, and I feel like this one needs an open hat as well, so I'm just going to use my go-to one. Okay, and I'm going to add something like this. I'm going to mess with the envelope just so I can make some shorter ones too. And then I could add something at the end. Okay, and I think the last perk is just going to be a bongo. I think this is going to fit the vibe. I want to create a roll at some point over here. So I could start it here. And then have it kind of follow the counter snare pattern. All right, I'm gonna add a riser, and I'm thinking it needs something like this, which kind of sounds like a rattlesnake or something. And then maybe a vocal riser like this. So I'm just gonna pitch that down too. I'm hearing both of them together. I kind of just like the vocal one. All right, and then the last thing I think it needs is a vocal one shot like this. Alright, so I've definitely got enough for the beat, but before I arrange it, I need to mix everything, and the whole point of this video was to show you this new technique for mixing your kick in 808, so I'm going to show you now. Alright, so I'm just going to link everything to a mixer. I'm just highlighting it all, and then pressing Ctrl, Shift, and L. I've already got a few things linked, and then I can just select the other things that I've used, like the bongo and this vocal, link them here. I'm going to send this vocal to the same channel as the other one. Oh, and the last thing, the vocal riser, so I'll just link that too. Alright, so when I'm mixing, I like to pay close attention to the kick in 808. They take up the majority of the low end. They're the things that clash a lot, so these two are really important. So let me show you what it sounds like with no mixing. And because we picked good samples to start with, it's not actually sounding that bad, but there's a way we can make it cleaner. First thing I'm going to do is sidechain the kick to the 808. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to right click down here and select sidechain to this track. Then on the 808 channel, I'm going to pull up Kickstart 2. So Kickstart 2 is a plugin from Cable Guys and Nicky Romero. If anyone's used Kickstart 1, you'll know that it's a sick sidechaining plugin. So if you're familiar with sidechaining in FL Studio, most likely you would have used a limiter. So what you'd usually do is pull up the limiter, right click on sidechain and select the kick because we've linked it. Then you'd bring the threshold down, the ratio up, and the release down. And now if I play it, the purple area is where the 808 is ducking every time the kick hits. So if I had the ratio up and the threshold all the way down, you're going to see this to the extreme. But the thing with using a limiter is that it's going to cut out the whole of the 808. You can't really select the frequency range. There are ways around it with a frequency splitter, but it's a bit of a longer technique. So this is the source that I'm going to show you. So instead of using a limiter, we're going to use Kickstart 2. We've sidechained it, but I'm also going to come in to the wrench tool and just go to processing, turn on sidechain. We're going to right click here and select the kick. Now it's linked properly. Now if I play it, before I swap it to audio and it's just on sync, it's going to match it to the tempo. So I've got this set to quarter and you're going to hear the 808 duck at every quarter note. But all that I want here is for that to happen every time the kick hits. I'm just going to go to audio now, and now it's going to take the signal from the kick. But we can take it a step further now, because if I drag this curve, I can select the exact area where the kick's hitting. So if I play this, you'll see what I mean. So this is going to be to the extreme. See how we've got that gap? You can see the waveform of the kick behind it. So I'm just going to bring it just underneath. Around about there. But still, I don't really like that pulsing sound for the type of beat that I'm making. So instead of making it cut out the whole of the 808, I only want it to cut out the low end of the 808, and I can adjust the frequency. So I know the kick's going to be hitting somewhere around about 60 hertz. I could even just set it to about 100. Now what's going to happen is every time the kick hits, the 808 is going to duck, but only in that frequency range. So you're not going to get as much of a pulsing effect, but it's just going to make the mix cleaner. See that now? So you can't really tell that it's sidechaining. It's not cutting out too much of the 808, but it's going to save that space and you're going to get a cleaner mix. And then if you really wanted to, you could adjust the mix level as well. So if you had it on like 25%, for example, you just get a real subtle amount of sidechaining. But I don't mind keeping it on 100 because I'm only affecting that frequency range anyway. But I'll show you the difference. Let's actually hear everything together and I'll show you the difference this frequency band makes. So yeah, this is affecting the whole of the 808, and to me it just sounds like it's ducking the 808 too much. So if I bring that back to 120 again, I'll show you before and after. So this is off. You can hear they're fighting for the space. Now I'm just hearing that kick punch through even easier. Alright, let's have a final listen from the beginning. So we just started with the guitar down an octave. Same with the counter. And then I'm kind of alternating between the risers. So yeah, now it just comes up an octave with the perc loop and the counter snares, and then we go straight into the hook.
Cactus.
Gotta have that pause drop every time. So I wanted the brass to come in straight away, and then I just saved some of the percussion and the pad for the second part. And then for the verse it all drops down. So yeah, I felt like the guitar didn't need to come down an octave here. And we got the second riser and the beat break. I love adding those breaks, I think it just spices up any beat. So I hope you liked the video and I hope you're feeling the beat. And if you want to check out Kickstart 2 for yourself, I've left a link to it in the description. If you're familiar with my videos, you would have seen me using Kickstart 1 a lot. So yeah, this is one that I'd highly recommend. But yo, once again, I appreciate you all for watching the video. Much love and I'll see you next time.